it will be coming from Judges 19. So it is about the Levite and his concubine, and she was assaulted. One of the most brutal story in the Bible. But we're gonna dig further and see what we get from it, right? So in those days, there was no king, right? So there's no king in Israel. So a Levite took a concubine from Bethlehem. Bethlehem of Judea. So he took a concubine as his wife, but she was unfaithful to him. And she went back to her father's house in Bethlehem, Judah. So she come from Bethlehem. She used to live with her father. And this Levite who lived in a remote area, all alone, is a loner. He took this concubine as his wife. And of course he took her in and turned her his wife. But she was unfaithful to him. Mighty God. She was unfaithful to him. So she left, of course, back to Judea. So after she had left back to her father's house, for 4 months now, she left her husband and went, alright, to her father's house. So the husband now, this Levite, decided that he's going back for his wife. 4 months after. So 4 months after her husband went to persuade her to come back home, of course, you know. So when he went to persuade her now to return back home, when he was going to take with him 2 pairs of donkey and his servant. He took 2 pairs of donkey and his servant with him when he was going to visit his concubine. Now look, when he reached at the father's house, mighty God, when he reached at the father's house, his father-in-law was well pleased with him. He welcomed him. So of course the father-in-law took him in, and happily they drink and they eat and stay there, and the father-in-law urged him to stay, you know, for 3 days, and they ate and drink for the 3 days, and everything was all well. So and the 4th day now, they got up early and prepared to leave. But the woman's father now, when them get up early now and prepare to leave, the woman's father now said, stay and refresh yourself with something. My God. Refresh yourself with something to eat. Then you can go. So they all eat again, of course, and drink. But after them eat and drink, the father still say, please stay tonight and enjoy yourself some more. Alright then. Fortnight, this, you know, the man stay, the man and wife stay. A male servant, and they stayed. And of course, they come again. One more day come again, the 5th day. And the man still persuade them, stay and drink something and let us, you know, have a good time and stay. But the man stay again. And the 3rd night now again, the man said, stay and drink something before you go on your way, because the evening is far spent. He's saying because it is late, so stay. Remember the father saying, no, it is late, so stay. But the man was not willing to stay this time, because of course you get frustrated. You spend 3 nights and then 3 more nights. Now you constantly tell you say stay. It's like you're never on your way, right? So the man took his concubine, which is his wife, and he took his donkey and his male servant, and he left. So he took everything and him left, right? Of course it was late this evening, but he was just not willing to stay. So he left and went back to Jerusalem. When they were near to Jerusalem now, the day was almost over. So the servant said to this master, come and let us stop at the city of the Jebusite and spend the night. But of course, Israel and the Jebusites were not, they were enemies. So the master said, no, I refuse to stay. Refuse to go in a city whose people are not an Israelite, which we can understand that them are not Israelites, so we're not going to them territory, right? So he was saying, we will go to Gibeah or Ramah and spend a night in one of those places. So they continue, of course, because Gibeah and Ramah is a part of Israel. It is a part of the Israelites. So they continued till sunset, yes. So night come now, and they were nearer to Gibeah, and this is in Benjamin. So they get nearer to a city now, They got nearer to this city. So night come, and they are in the city. So they decided, alright then, we are going to just sit in the city square. We are going to just wait back into the square. We're going to wait back into the square. So they sat in the city square, but no one took them in. So of course you got your own people land and things say, you go okay, but no one still don't take you in. So while they were in the city in the night, in the night now, that evening an old man from the hill country, from the countryside, he lived in Gibeah, of course. So he was coming from his field, his work. He come from probably a vineyard or anywhere. So when he saw the people, when he saw the travelers in the city, in the square, the old man asked, where are you going? Where did you come from? Where you come from? Where you go? Of course he answered, we're on our way from Bethlehem, Judea, in a remote area of the hill country. We are going back to Jerusalem. Right? So he was explaining to this man that no one take them in. So, the old man have compassion and said, alright, since you have everything for your donkey, them, you have all of the things that you need for feed your donkey them and all of this, I'm going to take you in. You are welcome to my house. So the old man said, so let us come, I will supply you. So while they were there enjoying themselves, some wicked man come and surround the house. Remember, they're not from that area, So some men come and them surround the house. Mighty God. Them start to pound on the door. Them start to knock down the door. They start to shout out to the old man who owned the house. Bring out the man who came to your house. Let us have sex with him. Jesus. They start to gang the old man house. They said, bring out the man so we can have intercourse with this man. Oh God. So the owner of the house went outside and said, no, my friends, don't do such a vile thing to my guests. Do not do this outrageous thing. The man even goes far and said, look, here is my virgin daughter, and here is the man concubine. Do what you want with them. Oh God, it gets worse. The man said, here's my virgin daughter, and here's the man concubine. Do what you want with them, but don't do this despicable thing to this man. Sodomize. Don't do this despicable thing to this man, my guess. So he was saying he will bring them out and you do whatever you want. But as for the man, don't do this outrageous thing in Israel, But the men would not listen to the man. So the man who is the guest now throw him concubine, oh God, and send her outside to them. And they rape and abuse her throughout the entire night. My God. The Bible said they abuse her. They sexually abuse her through the entire night, one whole night. The men of the city of Gibeah did this to this concubine, to this man's wife. And when the morning draw light, them throw her at the doorstep. Them release her now and throw her at the doorstep. My God, throw her at the doorstep at daybreak. So the woman went back to the house of her masters, and she fell down right at the door, and she lay there until daylight. So when her master got up now in the morning, who is supposed to be her husband, when he got up now in the morning, when he opened up the house door and stepped out, he continued on his way. And to continue about to go about business now, there lay the concubine at the door. My God, all this man says was get up and let's go on our way. But when he was so, get up and let's go on our way, he realized that she was not responding. There was no answer, the Bible said. So the man now take her up, throw her upon him donkey, and set for go back for continue him journey home. Just like that, brutal. Just throw her upon him donkey and just set for go back home. After all what happened to her after him put her out. So when he reach home now, the story just get even worse. When he reached home, he took a knife, and he cut up the concubine limb by limb into 12 pieces. My God, when I read the story, him go home and him cut up her body with him knife, limb by limb, the Bible said, into 12 parts, and him sent it with a note through the entire Israel. Everyone who saw it say one to another, such thing has never happened from Israel if I will come out of Egypt. This is unimaginable. Some people can't speak. It is despicable. No one has ever seen this brutality or this type of assault. No one has ever seen this brutality or this type of assault in Israel. My God. My God. So they were saying, we must do something about this. Of course, we must do something about this. So when they inquire of this man now, my God, when they inquire of this man now about the problem, what had happened, the man explained that their neighboring, remember Benjamin is one of the 12 tribes of Israel, so the other 11 tribes now is saying what really happened. So when the man explained to them what the Benjamites has done, their own neighboring brother, one of their own tribe have done, the people gathered and said, okay then, no, we're going to go and attack. We're going to go and we're going to attack and kill off all the Benjamites. So this lead to a war that could have been avoided, right? This lead to a war, my God. So the war now begins. And of course the Israelites, they went up and they pray and them find out if they must go and attack them, and yes, they went and they attack, and the Benjamites strike down most of the Israelites them same way. Them go back and then go back to the Lord and they inquire, and the Lord hand them over to them hands. When they were finished, because of their rage, when they were finished, only 600 men left in Only 600 man left in a Benjamite. My God. Only 600 man left in the whole entire country. After the Israelites finish war about this. What is this story about? What we get from this story? What lesson this is teaching us? Because it starts a war. And the war that it starts had left the Benjamites without no wife. Every woman there, them kill off. So lesson 1. Remember it told us that there was no king in Israel, at that time.
So no punishment.
So no punishment. So hear this. So lesson 1. When there is not accountability in our lives, when there is no accountability in our lives, we have a strong tendency to stray. When there is no accountability, we have a strong tendency to stray. In Israel, there was no king and there was law, but the people did not respect the law. And they did not respect the law, and it was not being enforced. My God. We learn that we must also treat every human being as the image of God. This man believed that the life of the man was more than the life of his daughter and the concubine, because we see them as, them can go, Remember, the men asked for the man, and he's willing to give out 2. He's willing to give out the man concubine, and he's willing to give out his virgin daughter to them vile man here. It also shows that the further we move away from God, the more vulnerable we become to do things we never imagined. Because in the entire book of the Judges, we could see that the people slowly drifted from God. And so one time we don't want laws. When we don't want laws, boy, excuse me, Jordan wake up with the entire destruction this morning, but God. So when we don't want laws and rules, and we don't want nobody to rule we, sometimes it's good when we have people set over us leaders, because we will do our own thing, because it shows that the people did anything that was right in their sight. This story continues a war between the tribes of Israel and Benjamin, who hack one to themselves, hack on his own, so them do anything. Say, alright, now make we go fight. Everything just turn upside down. So this war that it leads to the 600 Benjamites remaining. Now the other 11 tribes start to pity them when they look and see what them done to them own. Because remember, it's 12 tribes of Israel, so Benjamin would come like them brother. So when they see what them done, them start to pity them now. Remember, so these people even go up to Mizpah it tell you even go up to Mizpah and go to the Lord and said, and make a vow and said, none of the daughter them will not go hand over for married to no Benjamites. Right? I'm not going to allow none of the daughter them for married no Benjamite. They go to that far and make a vow before God. So now when them see what is happening and say, boy, they start to ball and say, when we tribe I go wipe out of Israel. There will be no Benjamin. We tribe I go wipe out. When they say just 600 man, no woman not there for replenish the land, for multiply and start have descendant and not like that. So when them see what them do now, them began to pity, because the men had no wives. So because they don't have no wife now, them can't have children. So what got happen to such a land? This shows us that every wrong decision have consequences. Now they have to pay for the outcome of their decision. So this leads the Israelite into even more problem, because the Israelite now find a man from Jabesh Gilead and kill them off. So 400 of the men of Benjamin could get women. So when they see that 200 still left without woman, them say to themselves, boy, say we did vow and say, okay then, no woman, no none of our daughter them we're not going to give our daughter to them, but no one ever said they can kidnap them. You hear all the people they start make pure bad decision. So there was a party that is keeping, the Bible said. So it shows that one bad decision lead to a next and affect others. In many Benjamin dying at the battle who don't know nothing about this rape, who never know nothing what happened to the female concubine. And the men of Jabesh die, and their women were taken. To show you how much bad decision I'm making at this one thing. So they decided that alright, there's a party, there's a festival going on, and they informed the Benjamin man them and say, alright, those without wife now, when the party are going now, pure virgin the other party, and so here what we are gonna do. We are go when the party over, we are gonna capture them and take them back and go make them your wife. My God. So it lead to this whole eruption of bad decision. So of course them capture them and them end up take them for them wife. And it just shows us that the Israelites made bad decision upon bad decision. There was no king, so everyone did what they want to do. Everybody do what they pleasing to them sight. The story demonstrates chaos and lawlessness. No law. Chaos. It shows how harmful and how sneaky human being or human can be evil. It shows that the people of God fall away, rejecting God's command. Each person doing their own thing, because them not no king now, them not no law now, them never listen to God, so God allow them, no set nobody over them, so them do what them want in their own sight. It shows that God will not allow sin to go unpunished, because God's purpose for the judges was to lead and repentant people to a restoration of a right relationship with Him and to have victory over their enemy. But the judges, they never fulfilled God's purpose, what God's purpose wanted, a repentant people, and to restore them to Him. No. So they did what they want. No ruler, no king, nobody for set no law, nobody for punish, no affair, no say, alright, this is gonna happen, that is gonna happen. So we just do one thing, chaos in the land. My God. It shows that He did this, He allowed this to take place to shock a nation that was numb to sin. They were numb to sin. So God had to do something terrible and let it go through for shock the nation, because they have never seen that in the course of Israel no woman get raped and abused so bad. No godly leader, no morals. They did what they want. They did what they want and lead bad decision to bad decision to bad decision. Many Benjamites died who had nothing to do with the gang rape of this concubine. And it show you how the heart of man wicked. The story tells us that when the man find him wife on the doorstep, all him did was throw her over him donkey and just bring her go cut her up just like that. How bad, how vile is this? Mighty God. So that concludes the story of the Benjamite and his concubine and what happened in Judges 11. I don't know if you know the story, but you can go and read it and take away your lesson from it. Pure lawlessness was going on at chaos.
Judges 19.
Right. Number one, the entire book of Judges is just pure chaos and lawlessness, pure cruelty. But Judge 19, the story is in. So you must read it. Yes?
But when you look, now this world, so it comes see you, you have
Same way.
yes, see you, gunman take over. This a part of which part they live now, like say they live sea view, bad man run this so they do anything they want.
Yes, because we do.
Anyone with them wants.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when people sit people over us, rulers over us, leaders over us, we don't want it, we refuse it, we want to do one thing.
Yeah.
I guess when we want to do one thing, it leads to situations like this.
Right.
Leads to situation like this. Pure chaos and lawlessness.